You do the intro. Yes.
We got it. We got it. We are back,
We
my
got it,
friend.
man.
Hey, everyone.
What's up, J-Mo?
Welcome to... What's up, man? How you doing?
2026, dude. Crazy.
26, man. I can't even believe it. And it's almost February already, man. Where is it gone already?
I don't know where the heck it's gone, man. It's good to actually be back in the pod, man. This is gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Back in the chair, my friend. Back in the chair. So all right, y'all. Well, thanks for joining. This is the AI Business Network pod with myself, Jay Moss, and my main man, Coach K, Jonathan Crawford. And we're here because we talk about all things AI business. We realize we're both in AI, we're both in go-to-market, we're both in business, and we've talked to so many people, whether you're an operator, a founder, an executive, and people are really struggling with not only how to use AI, but how can I actually derive value from AI, get ROI with AI, and where the heck do I even start? And so that's what we do. We go through it. We go through news updates. We go through how to use it, how we're using it, and really try to help you along the way. So yeah, really amazing stuff. Appreciate Coach K being my big partner in crime here, and we're going to jump right into it. So
let's go, baby.
Let's go. Let's do it. So here's what I'm talking about today. So I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm an actual coder now. Did you know that? Did you know I'm a coder?
You're an actual coder, like legit, not vibe coder, an actual coder.
An actual coder, yeah. So I actually haven't written code since my class in college, actually. So and now I write it every day. So but guess who's doing coding for me?
Claude,
yeah, my man Claude is doing it for me. So for those of you that don't know, Claude has Claude Code, and they also this month launched Claude Cowork, which I know you've been using very heavily. So have I. And funny enough, they built it in a week and a half with Claude Code. So pretty interesting. So yeah, kind of crazy, right? So we'll dive into that. We also have the agentic browser war. So Google actually released their own browse for the browser where they can use AI to take over and help you do that. The interesting thing is they got a lot of press for it, but candidly, they are a little behind. So actually, so they're a little behind. So they can they've already had like six other companies have done it. So OpenAI launched it, Perplexity's launched it, Anthropic's launched it, Menace launched one, and then actually the browser company under Arc, who were acquired by Atlassian, they have one as well. So kind of interesting that they're in the game now. So yeah, so we got so many browser wars going on. So who's taking over the browser in the work? So we're going to dive into that. We're going to dive into $350 billion reckoning. So I don't know if you saw, but Microsoft released their earnings report, and it went. So at the same time, Meta soared,
which is crazy because they just had they hit $80 billion in revenue, which is up from last quarter for Microsoft. So it's crazy they had that earnings downtick.
Right?
Nuts.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane, absolutely insane, and especially with how much they've deployed, et cetera, with AI. So kind of interesting. We're going to talk about OpenAI's $100 billion bet. So they're out raising money again because Sam's burning through it more than he can make it for good reason. So yeah, so we've got a jam-packed pod today, my friend. How you feeling?
Bro, as always, whiplash weekly. You just get used to the feeling of all the changes happening. So I'm like, oh, whatever. It's just life in AI.
Life in AI. We've been doing this for so long. Just life in AI, my friend.
It's just what we do. It's just what we do. Let's do it, man.
Let's do it. All right. So let's talk a little bit about Claude and Code and Cowork. So for those of you that haven't seen it yet, so you can actually download the desktop app if you're a Mac user, and in there it's kind of interesting. You can toggle between chat, Cowork, and Claude Code, all different reasons and different use cases for it. So, and it's really changed. So one of the things that's kind of interesting. So I went back and looked at kind of my usage over time, from the time that AI, like ChatGPT launched in 2022, and also to kind of where we're at now. And I was a heavy, as you know, I mean, I spoke about many, many times on our pod, Chat GPT, OpenAI. I was a heavy, heavy user. And as I went through it, I've actually switched, and Claude is now my default and go to. So they've actually taken
Mhm.
over a lot for me. And so, for those of you that don't know, so Claude Code, you can actually do coding, but you don't have to write the code. You can speak in natural language and it can write for you. I know you've built things, I'm building things, I'm building all kinds of things, whether it's dashboards or web apps or pricing calculators or things I just want to visualize. I mean, just take your mind to
That's
wherever you
cool
want to
stuff.
go, and you can build all kinds of things. And then
Yeah.
co-work has now kind of become almost the in between of Claude Code and Chat, where it can do more with your files. It can code for you. It can use skills. And for those of you that haven't used a Claude skill before, you can actually prompt and have it kind of create a skill for you that you can use on an ongoing basis, almost like a mini specialized agent. So it's really cool. We actually have some information on that on our YouTube channel. And so it was kind of interesting because even Dario, who leads Anthropic, and then I even saw this from one of
Right.
the guys who created there, basically said that they don't even code anymore. Claude does
Right.
100% of their code, and they look at it and they edit it. It's kind of insane where this is going. So,
Yeah.
curious, how are you thinking about this? How are you thinking about the three between cowork, chat, code? How are you using them? Tell us a little bit about like what you're doing now.
Yeah. Well, first I got to say some things you've been doing and playing with and seeing what you do, because we're in the obviously you lead the pavilion community and we talk all the time, and just seeing what you're playing with is just so I love seeing how you do things and playing with it. So it's kind of cool. So one of these days, we may have to just to show off a couple things because it's just too much fun to see what you can do. But I, what I find interesting is you talk about the kind of going with the agentic browser situation, the connected. I feel like there is this battle around user interfaces. So like when you think about where everything's going, it's like with MCP, you want all your connections in one place. I feel like where the battle in the future is going to be is where do we interface with different stuff? Because like I tell this to people in the SaaS world all the time, the old world was to show value, you have to adopt a technology and then go to that tab, and it ends up to have a salesperson with 15 different tabs open, which doesn't work. The new world, all the AI tech is going to where you can interact with it in a place like Slack or Teams or in a Claude instance or whatever the case is. Like you have some sort of front facing connection that makes it really easy from interfacing. So I bring that up because I think that some people get intimidated by the IDEs, Claude Code type framework, and they get scared of it. And Cowork becomes this nice, easy, again, chattable experience where you have the power of Claude Code, but it's on a more of a familiar chat type of environment. And then it uses your space, the brain, I shouldn't say brain power, but the context window of your folder on your computer. So it's not just in the chat, like it has this whole expanse folder of your computer to lean on for space. Anyways, I would guess they're going to put more and more towards the Cowork side because of the interface battle. They want more people in Claude, and so they're going to make it so the most easiest way to use it is in Cowork. So you're going to load that sucker in as much as they can. And then for people who want to do more advanced stuff in coding specifically, they can. But most people, I think, they're going to be doing the Cowork type flow. I would think. But what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think what they're trying to do is there's this like huge gap, like you kind of said, and I agree with you on the interface. And I think that's why the next segment when we go into these kind of agentic browser wars and stuff is kind of interesting because
Yeah.
most people are in the browser, but it's kind of interesting what they're doing too, which is I've got three different interfaces and it's almost for three different types of users of where they are on their journey with AI.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I talk a lot about this, which is a lot of people are on different parts of their AI journey, whether they're just now, starting or they're getting more in depth or they've advanced. And I think
Right.
almost in the desktop app, you've got like I said, you got the chat, the cowork, and the code. It's almost kind of lined up like that. So it's like a progression that's right there for you to be able to go and do whatever you feel comfortable with. And I really
Totally.
love the co-work because it's becoming more with agents. Like it's showing you what it's doing. It's picking different skills, it's connecting to things like the web browser, other connectors
Yeah.
to complete the task that you're trying to complete. And one thing it did for me, the very first thing, and I love this because while I am organized and I do, we do have dockets and things, my desktop is a freaking nightmare because I'm
Uh-huh.
screenshotting things and downloading things. And that was like the first thing that I used it for. I was like, organize my files on my desktop, and it freaking did it, and it was amazing. So like little things like that were just I mean,
That's
it's
awesome.
like the small things that get me. But yeah, no,
So funny.
I think they're going for the desktop, which is kind of interesting because it allows you to not just connect to the connectors and web like we've talked about, but also what are your local files and where are you storing your
Right.
local information and stuff. So big things to come. So shout out to Claude. We see you. You're killing it in the enterprise, and now you're really coming for other workflows too.
Yeah, it's really cool. There is, I'm going to share the channel. Hopefully, you can get this. I'm going to put my post up on LinkedIn. I don't know if this is going to work on this platform we're using, but I'll put it there anyways. So I did a post the other day about some a giveaway we're doing for co-work agents. So there's 6 of them. It's pretty cool. Like what I love about it is that when you think about I don't know how to explain this, but I love this concept of like having a file you can share instead of having access. Like a GPT is like you create a GPT and someone goes to the interface and they create a GPT. But with Cowork, it's like it's going into their own instance. So it's almost like converting a different type of format. So instead of being a web user based thing like a custom GPT, it's via Cowork and the agent, which is just cool because then you can manipulate and change it how you want. It's kind of like how you did with remixing the artifacts, kind of the same
Artifacts.
concept,
Yeah.
which is really, really cool because you can't do the GPT. Like your GPT is just a GPT. You just use it and you can't change it. But with Claude, you have this ability to like go, oh, I'm going to tweak it to this and change this. And it becomes really a lot more dynamic, which is kind of cool. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. But yeah, so I mean, look, they're doing things on the web, they're doing things on the desktop, and Google decided, hey, I'm going to enter the game. I'm going to enter the browser agent game.
Right.
So what are browser agents if you haven't used one? Typically, they sit in your browser somewhere, whether it's like a Chrome extension or now Gemini, which is the Google has actually put it right there where you can use it without a browser
Yep.
extension. But
Yep.
basically, what it's doing is it's allowing you to navigate, fill forms, compare products, complete multi-step tasks in the browser. And it has context. So one of the ways that I use it a lot is if you're looking at something like a Salesforce dashboard or CRM dashboard or something like that, you can just
Mhm.
ask it, hey, give me the insights, give me the trends, give me the things that are happening, and can see what's on the screen and kind of give that to you because it's powered by an LLM. So there's many, and the other one I'll give you a secret is I don't know that I pay retail for anything anymore because when I'm buying, I'm just like, go find me the
Go find me
discount
the best
code
thing.
and the
Yeah. Yeah.
cheapest. Yeah, find me here's what I'm looking for. Find it for me and find me a discount code. So for those of you out there, hopefully that was the price of admission, and you'll continue to tune in for those type of tips. However,
Right.
um, we have multiple ones out there. So Menace has one that they launched early last year. Perplexity launched one last year. We've had Claude for Chrome that has one, ChatGPT Atlas. So,
Mhm.
and now Gemini has AutoBrowse. So we've got a multitude of these things now.
Yep.
And you're obviously they're going for where are people today, and people are in the browser. That's where they spend the majority of their time.
Right.
So tell me a little bit how do you think about this, both from a go-to-market perspective? Like, are there ways to use this? How do you think about it from an advertising or even marketing perspective in that scenario? But what are your thoughts on these browser wars going on?
I think at some place in the future they're going to combine again because the interface in the browser somehow is going to come together. I don't know how it's going to be, but something.
Mm.
Because if you think about how you have this world where instead of having a silo place where you do browsing and a silo place you do your chatting, it has to come together to where you can have like a Claude Cowork experience and it's browsing. So like either a window pops up that's more familiar to browsing, something. It's just I don't see a world where this stays separate for long, personally. But yeah.
I don't. I'm with you. I don't think it can. I mean, because ultimately, you think about some of the most effective tools is like they embed themselves into your workflow. You're not having to swivel
Right.
tabs, swivel
Context
chairs,
change.
swivel
Yeah,
yeah,
context.
and the context change, you lose context between the things. And so to your point, all of these are going to merge. And I'm just wonder if it's desktop or browser. And I'm not sure, to be honest with you, because
I know.
now that I've seen Claude and it's using browser inside of Cowork on a desktop app, like is that really the way that we go and do things versus having to pull up a browser. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to kind of see how this plays out. But one
Yeah.
thing's for sure is they're going after it. Everyone's going after it to try to figure out and try to get usage from people. So get their attention.
You think about the world too. It's like we talk about this all the time of like either AI is going to change things that we currently do now, so we make it better, faster, cheaper, whatever. But what about the new world of doing things totally different? Like we
Mm,
access the internet in a certain way because that's the technology we had access to. But is that the way we have to access the internet? Is there a different way to do it? Is there another way to experience someone's website that's not a website? It's like this content package, like an MD file on a cloud saying you load this up and you have all this information about whatever company you want to talk to. You know what I mean? I don't know, but it's like there's with, and I say it because like with ChatGPT apps, which already come out, which is really freaking cool. You have apps instead of ChatGPT. With the app that are coming to be rolled out, which is going to happen. The other ones, it's going to happen eventually. Like it just seems like again the chat interface is becoming more and more that place. I don't know if that's going to hold forever because there is benefits for the browser because you have to access and see and read other people's web pages. But the question is that what should be done? I don't know. It's just I'm always asking the question of like, is that how it's going to do in the future, or is it going to be something different? Because, like, for example, you have a website that is now goes from a website to an agent. So then the website becomes dynamically geared towards whatever visitor it is. Then it means like whatever chat you're using will then go talk to the agent and help make sure it's customized because then your agent will know about you and say, okay, JMO cares about this, 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 this. And the agent goes, cool. And then shifts the website for you specifically. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
that world, we're not there yet, but I don't know why we wouldn't go that direction, you know? So,
Agree, and I think that's 100% where it's going to go. Having an agent know your preference. I mean, for things, simple things, even like booking a restaurant, knowing your dietary restrictions, knowing the time of
right.
food that you like, knowing your calendar and schedule for when you can put it on. Can you set up a reservation or a lunch or whatever it may be? I mean, knowing your preferences of size of clothing and style and all those things. So, not losing that's going to be super critical. And yeah, the interface game is going to be fun to watch. Like where do
Yeah.
we interface? I can tell you though, we're going to get to the point, and you're already seeing it, to where you're not going to switch interfaces that frequently. And even
Yeah, I
I'm seeing
agree.
it now with what I'm doing. In Claude Code, by connecting to MCP servers and other things, that I can just do everything in Claude Code connected to all these other places. You can also do this,
Mhm.
in Claude or ChatGPT or Manus, where you've got the connector button. You can connect to your email or your Google
Good stuff.
Drive
Yeah.
or other
Mhm.
stuff, right? And you're in one interface, and you're actually able to engage across multiple. Um,
Right.
so I
Right.
think it'll be interesting to see how all this plays out. So speaking of
Yeah.
um, speaking of interfaces, Microsoft, which is a big interface that people engage with across PowerPoint, Word, and all those things, it lost $357 billion in market cap in one day. I don't know about you, but I'll take a little Billy of that. I don't know how you feel, but I'll take a little. They won't notice. No big deal.
No big deal.
No big
Really here,
deal.
really there. That's fine. Come on. Share the wealth.
Which was which was kind of crazy because what you saw was cloud growth slowed, but they're investing a ton in capex for AI, which is obviously
Mhm.
the game that we're in. They're far behind in meeting the demand. The demand is so high they can't meet it. But
Yep.
Meta, on the other side, surged after their earnings results, where they saw AI investments were directly boosting ad revenue, which is an interesting play because we've talked about search and ads. How's Google playing this? How's Meta? How all these companies play in the AI game. And so you can kind of now see um, Microsoft not showing ROI just yet for their AI, Meta showing ROI for their ad revenue AI.
Mhm.
So the question is like, where are we at in this game? Are you think we're kind of seeing this pivot to like show me the money, like Jerry Maguire used to say, show me the money, in
Mhm.
regards to if I'm deploying AI, I got to see some sort of value? Or do you think we're still in the game of we got to just keep investing and keep going because we know that in the future that this is something that is one of the largest technology platform shifts we've seen in a long time. Probably from on-prem to cloud was the last one.
Yeah.
This is such a big move. So where do you think we are in this kind of cycle of value and ROI and AI?
Well, I have two sides of this. One is the Boston Consulting Group just released their own research in a week ago, a week and a half ago, and they just talked to CEOs about investments into AI. And according to them, based on the people they talked to, which is obviously it's Boston Consulting Group, um, CEOs are not as concerned about the ROI. They're more concerned about transformation and keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak, but making sure they're not being irrelevant in the conversation. So it's obviously at some point someone's going to have this, and like the people I talk to from the momentum side or the academy side, it's like ROI is absolutely a thing to where people are talking about this all the time. In fact, one of the webinars we did with Amanda Whiteside when she was at Freshwork, now she's at Uber. She's over the AI investments, and they look at it every 6 months to say, okay, do we need to shift gears? We go to something else? Do we do something different? Like it's definitely a conversation from the practitioner level for sure. But again, the CEOs, I think overall, as you're looking at their budget of AI spend, I think they're looking at categorically of all the stuff they're spending on, it's going up from their point of view. Um, but again, I think the conversation would be, okay, you spent $2 million in AI last year. What the heck did you do with it? You got someone's going to have to answer that sometime, because you and I have been in too many board meetings to know that someone's going to ask, and you got to have a good answer for this.
Yeah,
So
everyone wants AI. Some people know what they want it for, why they want it, but many
yeah,
cannot show the value, and that's to your point. That's what it's about in those board meetings, investors,
yeah,
CEOs, et cetera. It's like, what value am I getting in this investment? I gotta start seeing it, and I think that's the biggest thing now. So, and then speaking of that, goes into the last topic of the day, topic du jour, which is someone who hasn't shown a return yet, OpenAI. So looking at raising another $1 billion in one of the largest funding rounds
wasn't it
in
100
tech.
billion? What
100
was it?
billion, 100 billion, 100 billion,
It's crazy, crazy.
largest funding round in technology history, which is crazy. And you got Amazon trying to get in there, 50 billion. You got Nvidia wanting in. You got SoftBank wanting, like all these people want in, which is crazy to me.
Hmm.
And I actually have a spicy take on this that I'll share
Ooh, spicy. Let's
after
do it. I
this
want to hear it.
spicy take. So, oh, you want
Yeah,
to hear it now? So,
yeah, I want to hear it now.
and I actually stole it. So, I thought it was a great one from
Stolen spicy take.
for a stolen one from Mr. Sam Jacobs. Sam Altman, friend of the pod, come back on because I'd love to get your feedback on this. Um,
Go on,
Sam
Sam.
Altman will not be the CEO of OpenAI in the next 12 to 18 months.
That's a
And
spicy take. That's a
that's a
prediction from Sam
that's
from Sam
that's
Jacobs.
that's a prediction from Sam Jacobs.
All
Yes.
right, Sam Jacobs, you're on the hook now. A stolen
Yeah, on the
thing.
hook now.
Shame
So
on
let's
you.
see. We're here. Let's see what happens. But I tend to
Do you
agree.
agree?
I tend to agree. And here's why.
Ah,
Um, I think you can't keep raising. There's only so much money that you can raise to a losing company, especially if I've also saw today or yesterday that they're planning on an IPO potentially at the end of the year or sometime maybe in 27, right?
something.
So they're
Hmm.
they're coming you're coming towards this thing, right? But you're burning billions in dollars a month more than you're actually making. Like
Yeah.
at some point there has to be some level of sustainability in this. And what I'm wondering is, if you think about the world that he came from YC, right? And he came from startups and a lot, and in that mindset, you can do that to start. You're trying to get product market fit, you're trying to create a category, you're trying to get be ahead of everyone else, right? And so the question that I have that Sam's going to have to do to keep this role is he's going to have to figure out how to operate a scaled business and how to start having a path towards profitability. And I don't know that we've seen that yet. And he's basically got a lot of, a lot of bets that he's got apps. He just launched health. He's got coding. He's got Pulse. He's now thinking about advertising. Like he's all over the place because he's trying to build this interface, we talked about it, that people are engaged with. But the question is
Hmm.
how is he going to get that path to profitability and growth? Because he's already got 800 million weekly active users. That's a ton, right? I mean, that's
That's
a,
more than
a,
anybody else by
it,
far. By
right,
far.
right. So he's got the users. And so the question is like, how does he think about ratcheting back some of this investment, or how is he going to make the money because he's spending so much? So yeah, so I think he's got a dilemma because they scaled so fast, and I can't blame you. I don't think a lot of it's his fault. I mean, they just scaled so fast. There's
Right.
overnight success, virility hit here. Costs are so high. Trying to figure all this out is like, how long can he actually be in the seat to do it? So I don't know. I'm kind of leaning
All right.
that route
This,
unless he
you know
finishes
how
some
we
things
always
out.
say we don't have the same opinion on things very often.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go the opposite side this way. I'm gonna say,
Uh-oh.
um,
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I don't disagree with you. Like all the things you're saying about getting profitability, all that's totally 1,000% agree. However, I would not throw away OpenAI yet. I know people are saying like things like Gemini's taking out, Claude's taking out, OpenAI's out, like it's done deal. All this other shenanigans. I'm like, I wouldn't count them out. They have, if you think about 800 million users, so the next closest person is like, I think Gemini with like an eighth of that or something. Like just the sheer volume of data, if you talk about from a data point of view, is very lean towards OpenAI, like way too much, right? And the other side is like, as a person who runs a marketing advertising budget, I will totally use AI ads inside of ChatGPT, 100%. So it's like, and pretty much any marketer out there would do the same thing. So it's like a lot of this marketing spend that was going towards like Google SEO ads or whatever the case is going to shift quickly to there because no other platform that has as many users as ChatGPT does has access to it. And I think you're going to have a lot of fun. Not that I don't know if it's going to be enough to make up the gap, but I think it'll be a big chunk because that's like all freaking Facebook's most of their revenue comes from ads, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would totally cut him out. I like Sam Jacobs, spicy take about he's going to be out. I don't know if I would agree with that. I think he's pushing the envelope in a lot of different ways. Like he did call a code red, and I do think they have some things to change, but I wouldn't count them out yet, personally. So,
All
but the
right.
funny thing is, I like you, I don't use ChatGPT as much as I used to. Like I'm in Claude and Gemini most of the time, or actually Claude, GenSpark, and Gemini are my three. You know, but it wouldn't surprise me if they come up with something you're like, "What the hell is this?" Sorry to swear. Like, what is this? This is amazing. And my hope is that way because I'm just a big fan of it and all that other jazz, you know. But just for this sake, I'll take the other side. I'll say Sam
I
Jacobs.
like it.
I'll give Sam Altman 3 years. Well, that,
There you go. All
well,
right,
that,
all right. So extended period of time. I like it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
look, I think he's got some headwinds. He's losing share to Gemini in the consumer space. He's burning a lot of money, but he also, I will say, I agree with you. There's an opportunity to be, to basically
yeah.
take, and we'll see if he takes it. So, well, my
We'll see,
man,
man.
been another great episode. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. This is what we do every week. So I hope you'll come back next time. But this is the AI Business Network Pod with Coach and Jay Moss. See you next time.
See y'all.